Hello everyone. It is Friday, and because it is feriado, the work was due today. This is this week's task, explaining a little more detail. Happy feriado, everyone. Merry weekend, etc. I am here on the document. I'm joined by my many friends: Antonia Sigren, Francisca Cruzat, Josefina Perez, Matthias Keller, Olivia Cuevas, Pedro Selman, Rafael Roshinsky, Sabine Obermuller, Santiago Elguita, and Sophia Cohen. Welcome. No time like the present. Okay, so hopefully you have all managed to do your introductions without too many issues. It should have been looking something like this. Okay, but now we want to move on from that. Okay, you should have decided your three areas that you would like to focus on. In my case, education, environment, and immigration. Okay, and what we're going to do this week is we're going to write one promise plus its philosophical explanation. Okay, so let's just break this down. The first thing is the promise itself. So you are going to explain how you would like education in this case to look in your new society. Okay, and why? Just from like a overall point of view, not from a philosophical point of view at this point. So, in my example, we believe that education is a basic human right and good quality education should be provided to all citizens equally and at all levels, including university. So, we're stating basically very clearly what we believe education is for and who it is for. So, a brief overview to what you would like to see. And then we start to go into a bit more detail. We would create subsidies and means tested loans and grant system for all students who could not afford university and ensure a large increase in public education spending at all levels of education. Furthermore, we will focus more funding into humanities subjects such as philosophy, debate, and citizenship. Okay, so this is what we would like to see, and this is how we are going to get there. Okay, and you will notice that we've gone into a little bit about funding. Okay, it is not necessary for you to like have everything calculated, but if you've given a little bit of thought to how this might work on an actual practical level, that is fantastic, and that will get you like right top grades. Okay, but I'm not asking you to produce like a big list of costings because, to be honest, you probably know more about that than I do, and maths, economics is not my strong point. So I can't speak for the other philosophy teachers, but for my part, no idea. So this very brief overview, very concise. Okay, 85 words up till this point. Okay, and then the hard bit is the philosophical explanation. Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to justify from a philosophical point of view why you would like that to happen. Okay, what would philosophers say about your thing and why? Okay, now this is what it looks like. The philosophical rationale for this policy has two parts. Firstly, I've considered Locke's conception of the law of nature, which states that being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty, or possession. Locke is clear that we are all equal, and not providing equal access to education, we can be said to be harming a person's life. Okay, so I want education to be free for everyone. Here is what a philosopher would say about that. Okay, you will notice that I've used a quote here. Okay, and to find this I just googled law of nature and then found a quote. Okay, so it'd be great if you could do that, like fantastic, but I appreciate it's quite difficult. So some of you want to push yourselves and try and find quotes to back up what you're saying. That is fine. Remember, there are links to the respective presentations on this document higher up, so you can use those to find some quotes. Equally, if you can remember a little bit, have a little bit of a Google, or alternatively, ask your teacher in your meet session this week. Okay, Locke is clear that we are all equal. I've already said that. There is also a link with Kant, who was clear in the categorical imperative that we should treat people never simply as a means, but always at the same time as an ends, and therefore all people must be treated equally and given equal opportunity to educate themselves. Okay, so you're making the philosophy work for you. What can you remember about philosophy and how can it apply to what you have been saying? The second part of my rationale is in order to justify the focus on the humanities, especially philosophy. Plato's conception of both the just state and the forms leads me to focus on these subjects. By studying philosophy and debate, students will be able to improve reasoning as much as possible in order to arrive at true knowledge of things such as justice, the good, and happiness. By instilling these ideas, not just in our leaders, who will be able to lead with true knowledge, but in our citizens, we can ensure a well-functioning state with a politically engaged and active population. Okay, so I've tried to use a range of philosophers from a range of different areas. Okay, this is what a tip-top one looks like. I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but there you go. Okay, so I've used quotes to try and back up what I'm saying. I've used a range of different philosophical ideas. Okay, do your best. See if you can remember. Ask your teachers. Okay, if you have any questions, or maybe they might even have a suggestion of where to apply philosophy to your point. Okay, so that is that in a nutshell, and I'm highlighting these because this is what we want you to do this week. One promise, okay, and it'll be one promise and philosophical explanation this week, one the following, and one 2 weeks time. Okay, so one promise and explanation per week for the next 3 weeks. Okay, that is all I want to say about the task itself. Okay, you know where to ask questions. Thank you to those of you who already done that. Okay, what else did I want to say? Yes, this. Okay, so what is going to happen at the end of this week, as in next Thursday, when you hand in this piece of work, okay, ABC, we will start to give you more detailed feedback on your work, okay? This week, for the introduction, you're just going to hand it in. We're going to give you 20 points if you hand it in, and 0 points if you don't hand it in, okay? But next week, ABC are going to get more detailed feedback. We will look at your introduction and your first promise, okay? So, ABC, you must make sure that you hand in your intro and your first promise, okay? Same for DEF, really, but we're just not going to give it a detailed look at the moment. We will do that, as you can see, in the following week and the weeks that follow, okay? You know where to ask questions. Holler at us if you need us. That is absolutely okay. It is 7:38 on my day off. I am going to stop now.